Hi everyone, welcome to Mel's Go Slow Crochet. First of all, I want to apologize for my appearance because I had terrible sleep last night, really bad. So even though I tend to not put on makeup and things for these videos, I look worse than usual today. So I'm really sorry about that. And you're getting a bit of a taste of my tastes today because I'm just wearing my Lost Boys t-shirt, one of my favorite movies, and I'm drinking coffee out of my Goonies mug. So it's a day for pop culture references from me. And I've set up in the lounge room today just because it's a little bit warmer in here, and I just felt like chilling a bit this morning while I have my coffee. So this in keeping with my channel, is going to be a really relaxed video today. Although the topic that I was thinking of talking about is something that gives me a bit of anxiety. So yeah, we'll get to that. First of all, I just want to say thank you to my new subscribers and welcome to everybody, especially if this is your first time watching. I hope you come back. I finally got to 100 subscribers, so I'm really excited about that, unless someone has unsubscribed in the time since I last looked, which is fine if that's happened. But anyway, so thank you for 100 subscribers. I bought myself a little treat, which is just a new, well, any excuse really, but it's just a new it's not a tripod, it's like a phone holder, which has like a 360-degree swivel and a light on it so that I can film at the table if I'm doing anything. Not that I'm planning tutorials, but I guess if I just want to do some B-roll. And I can also film normally. So I'm looking forward to that arriving. But I think it's on a slow boat from China, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, bought myself a little something. But the topic of this video I wanted to talk about today was being overwhelmed with WIPs. So if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I already had a massive list of works in progress and things, not even works in progress. In some cases, I have bought the yarn for something that I'm planning to do and I haven't started it. But there are a lot of works in progress around this house and I am starting to feel the overwhelm. So I do keep a spreadsheet on my computer. I was going to print it off today, but my printer's not working. So, you know, great day already. Anyway, there are 20 things on that spreadsheet, and the purpose behind the spreadsheet is to kind of try and order them and prioritize them and sort of try and figure out how long each project is going to take if I focus on that project for the month. So I try and assign like one project a month. There are some months where I've got more than one thing in there. And that's usually because it's something that I've started and I've almost finished. I just need the focus to get it done. So in July, I had prioritized my cashmere scarf that I've been making and my husband's beanie, which has been half finished since January. Anyway, those goals are not going to get met because in the last couple of weeks, I have added to my WIP pile, and they're all things that I sort of want to prioritize quickly. So, as you know, I've also started to learn to knit just in the last, I think the first class was about 6 weeks ago now. So that has added to my WIP pile as well. There isn't so much the pressure with that in that the teacher is not expecting to see what we've worked on for the month in between, but I would like to take finished projects with me when I go to the next session. So they're only monthly sessions and they only go for 3 months, so I've only got one left. So I'm working on project number 2, which is the Sophie scarf, and I'm finding it really hard to find the time to do that, mostly because it requires me to really follow the pattern. So I have the pattern in front of me when I work on it and really focus on ticking off what row I've done, so that I don't lose track of where I am. And so I only really get a chance to do that on the weekends when I've got the time to sit and focus on something. Otherwise, I tend to do my fibre crafts, mostly crochet, in the evening when I'm watching television, whether that be YouTube or one of my shows. And so I need something that I don't have to count and I can just, sort of mindlessly do. And for that reason, the scarves and the temperature blankets and things like that are really easy to do because I can just sit back and do them. So I only really got to the Sophie scarf on the weekend for a few hours, which was good, but I can't see how I'm going to get that done in, I think there's 2.5 weeks before the next session. So I'll show you my progress so far on that, and I might just have a little drink, so drink along. So, oh gosh, now I'm going to make sure that I don't accidentally untangle anything here because I didn't really do this very well. I'm going to put my drink down. Okay, so this is how far I've gotten, which really doesn't look like much, and I actually don't know how many more rows I've got to do before I start doing the decreases. So it is progress since the last time I showed you, but yeah, it's slow going, and so this is impacting my whips a bit. When I set out my spreadsheet with all my works in progress and did the prioritizing, I didn't factor in any knitting projects because crochet is my thing, but I'm going to have to start factoring them in because along with that, so along with the Sophie scarf, if you've watched other videos, you may have seen that the first project we worked on was a pair of fingerless mittens. Anyway, now my daughter has seen the finished product. She would like me to make her a pair of fingerless mittens. So she's picked out her colours and she's gone bright. So we're going to do the bottom cuff and the mitten in one colour and then the top cuff in a different colour, and then we're going to switch them around for the other mitten. So they're going to be looking a bit funky, which was what the pattern originally called for, but I decided to do mine all one colour. And obviously she's only 6 years old, so she's got a really small hand. So I did some measurements and I'm going to have to try and adapt to the pattern that I've got and just keep measuring with her as I go. But she really wanted this like ASAP. She was like, Mum, get it done. So I'm going to have to prioritize that because what are we, end of July now? So we've got August. There's still some cold mornings. It would be good if she could wear them while they still fit. I don't know. I mean, the wool does stretch a little bit. So she'd be able to wear them hopefully again next year. But I have been promising her. So yesterday I promised I would get the knitting needles ready, and I did. And I got her yarn ready. And today I promised her I would make a start on it. So I really need to spend a few hours tonight doing that. And that one's doesn't require quite as much focus as the other one. So we'll see how that goes. But so that's an extra thing that's been added to my whip pile, which wasn't there at the start of last week. And then the other thing I've started doing is because I get so excited about new projects and I just want to jump in. Darling Jill from Gumleaf Crochet has started making I should have written down what it was called. It was Anne's, I think it was Anne's granny blanket or granny square blanket or something like that, which is one of her community members put together this blanket that Jill really liked the look of. So we're sort of, she's released videos on how to do the granny squares, but also how to do a few different joins. And I'm so far behind in all of Jill's projects because I get excited and I start them and then I stop. And so I would really like to prioritize that. So I went through my stash of yarn and picked out some colors, and I have completed one square. So this is my completed square. So I've gone obviously for purples. So I think the darkest colour is called Proper Purple, and then I'm pretty sure that is, oh no, I can't remember if it's violet or lavender, but anyway, I've got it gotten next to me, and this is Heather. And so we need 9 of these granny squares. We stitch them together, and then there'll be several borders, like edges to the blanket before we do a final border. So yeah, this I did on the weekend, and look, it doesn't take a long time to do a granny square, but it is just taking away time from my other things, and so maybe it wasn't the wisest thing to start. I just got excited and I thought I want to join in, so I started that. So so there are 2 new things that are on my whip pile. Oh, I've got a delivery, just a sec. Okay, we're back. That was just a delivery of a parcel for my husband, so nothing exciting for me, unfortunately. Oh, where was I? So yeah, so that's added a couple of projects to my whips, and it's eating into my time. So in the background, I've still been working on my scarf, but I only really worked on that for one night when I was watching the Formula One from Hungary over the weekend. And I've still been working on my 2024 temperature blanket in the background, which I'm about maybe about 2.5 months behind now. So I'm catching up, but it keeps getting put aside for these other things. So I really need to, oh, and obviously the Sophie scarf wasn't counted in my works in progress. So what I need to do is I need to get my spreadsheet out, reprioritize again, add these new projects in, and see where that lands me. Now, when I originally had the 20 projects in the list, look, some of them do have just question marks next to them of, is that what I want to do? There's quite a number of them I've already got yarn for and patterns lined up. So, you know, it's a number of things. There's several blankets, there's a couple of cardigans, some more scarves, some more beanies. Oh gosh, I can't even recall. Most of the things are blankets. I do like making lots of blankets, and there's so many different designs. And in fact, oh, you know what? I'm going off on a tangent again. Anyway, so I've got to reprioritize. Now, when I already had those 20 things, it already took me out to January 2028, and some of that might be a bit generous because I actually don't know how long it's going to take me to make cardigans, and I've got 2 in the list, and I've assigned a month for each one, and I feel like that might not be enough time. I don't know. So if I add these, you know, 3 or 4 things of new knitting projects and a new blanket and all that sort of stuff, I think it's going to push me out to, I don't know what I said before. Did I say January 2028? So it's going to push me out, I reckon, till like June 2028, which is just crazy. And in the meantime, you know, people are still releasing gorgeous patterns of things that I really want to try. So I think things are going to continue to get shuffled around. And it's that idea of, I've got 2 more years of projects already lined up. That's actually overwhelming me. And I'm trying not to get caught up in the anxiety of that and make sure that I keep going. I don't really know how to manage that. Aside from trying to prioritize one thing at a time. And yeah, so I think maybe in my head it will feel better once I do add in those new things and reprioritize. I don't know. I'll give that a crack later today and see how that feels in my brain. I just don't want to lose track of things that I want to do. And all of these projects I really, really want to do. Like, there's none that I'm, not looking forward to. They're all things that have a bit of a backstory and a bit of meaning for me. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see how things go. In the meantime, I'm quite busy with a lot of this stuff, and sleep is being impacted by a range of things, but I do stay up quite late and try and get some crochet in at least. I've been rewatching a lot of old TV shows like The Sopranos and Fall of the House of Usher and things like that. So I've been staying up quite late watching things just so that, I can listen to podcasts about them. And oh boy. Anyway, what I really need is some sleep to clone myself, and some more time would be great. Anyway, so no real showing of the other works in progress. The temperature blanket is the temperature blanket. It's had another row added to it, nothing exciting. The scarf is still going because I haven't really done anything on that. And I think they've been my main focus for the last couple of weeks. And in the meantime, just trying to get this knitting done. I did make a mistake actually on my Sophie scarf on the weekend, and I accidentally put in 2 increases instead of 1 on the row where I was meant to add an increase. So rather than undo everything, I just kept going and then skipped the next increase I was meant to do. So there'll be one side of the Sophie scarf which doesn't have the smooth taper, but it's not too bad. I'm just gonna deal with it. I do know what I did. It was a mistake that I did when I was doing the knit front and back, and I doubled up there, which felt really tight when I was doing it, so I should have known something wasn't right. But I do remember what I did, and so the next few times that I had increases, because I kept going, the next few times I had increases, I made sure I really looked at what I was doing and didn't double up. So I'm just counting those stitches. Look, I do enjoy it when I do it, but it's just sitting down and having the focus time to do it that I'm struggling with. I haven't had that time. And I also need an extra light so I can really see what I'm doing. Because of a night time, the light out here in the lounge room isn't that great, but it is like the warmest and coziest room. And so I like being here instead of at the dining table where it's quite cold. But yeah, I think that's me in a nutshell. Let's see, how long's this video gone for? Oh, I forgot that I stopped it partway through to get the delivery, so I don't really know how long this video is going to be. Again, no B-roll from me. I'm sorry, everybody. I know this is not that exciting, but these are the kinds of videos that I enjoy. I enjoy hearing people talk about what they're up to, any challenges they're facing, just life in general. And I've forgotten my coffee and it's gone cold now, so I'm going to go drink that. Please leave a comment if you've got any other tips about not getting caught in the anxiety of too many whips. If you've got any tips and tricks apart from, focusing on one thing at a time, I'd very much appreciate them. And yeah, let me know what you've been working on, because we already know that my whip pile is going to keep growing and it'll go well beyond 2 years in advance of things to work on. In fact, it will, because, I've been eyeing off, there's all these amazing blankets that a designer called Attic24 has done over several years, and I keep seeing finished projects that have used her blanket patterns, and they look incredible. And Wool Warehouse in the UK has got kits, so you can buy all the yarn, and she's got the patterns online. So, they're gorgeous blankets. I would love to make one of those one day. And a Janie Crow blanket. I would love to make a Janie Crow blanket. If you haven't checked out these designers, seriously, have a look. Her blankets look so intricate, and like there's this Persian tiles one which just looks stunning. I'd love to say that I can make one of those one day. And so they're definitely on my bucket list. And at this rate, it won't be till either late 2028 or 2029 that I get around to those. They're not even on my list at the moment, so I'm not going to factor them in because I haven't even, you know, purchased any pattern or yarn for those, so I won't add those to the list yet. But in the back of my mind, they're things that I know that I want to do because that feels like an achievement. Both of those feel like an achievement. Anyway, I hope you all have a really wonderful week. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so if you'd like to be notified of future videos. Like the video if you liked it. And yeah, please leave a comment letting me know what you've been up to. Hope you all have a great week. I'll see you next time. Bye.